With so much manga coming out, sometimes you just need that little bit of help to see some new stuff or things that you didn't know were coming out or you've never heard of. That's where I come in. I'm going to give you manga that you should be reading and or trying in 2024. Let's go. All right, we are going to start off strong with Ashita No Joe. Now, this is going to be printed in English for the first time ever. It has a date of this year. It's set in post-war Japan and revolves around the main character Joe Yabuki, who is a troubled man with a talent for boxing. Throughout the series, Joe faces various challenges, both inside and outside the ring. He struggles with his own inner demons, his turbulent past, and societal prejudices. Despite his rough exterior and rebellious nature, he possesses a deep sense of pride and determination. He climbs the ranks of the boxing world, he forms rivalries with other fighters, and their intense matches and personal conflicts drive much of the narrative, showcasing the grit and intensity of the sport. It's a extremely character-driven drama that explores themes of redemption, friendship, and the pursuit of one's dreams. And it is hailed as one of the greatest sports manga of all time. So the fact that we are finally getting this in English in hardcover is something to look forward to. Next, here's one that you may have heard of. I have shown this off once already. This is Gachakuta. Really cool covers on these. This is a newer manga that is ongoing at the moment. The story centers around a boy named Rudo. He's an orphan from the slums, and he's been sentenced to death and cast down into a wasteland known as the Abyss for a crime he was falsely accused of. Now, the Abyss is this giant area which we haven't had a full scope of how big it is, but so far it is huge. There's almost like civilization way far up and then down below, so far down nobody can get back, this land of trash where they throw away everything and they are very wasteful. He gets sentenced to death and cast down into that wasteland, and it's split with two sides of society separated by those high walls, where the upper is the civilized class life and the Abyss is, like I said, a dump site for trash and where criminals get exiled. And it's down there in the Abyss where the main character Rudo finds out that there's more going on in this world than meets the eye. Of course, there are people down there with special powers that are able to control objects, and he finds out very quickly that he has that kind of power within him. The artwork in Gachakuta is really cool. I like this type of style. It is action-packed, it has funny moments, and a lot of character development is going on. There's also the big sense of mystery on the world building. The world building is really cool so far, and I'm looking forward to figuring out what is going on with this world. Definitely recommend picking up this series. Next up, we have Last Quarter. This is a manga series that is created and illustrated by the same creator of Neighborhood Story, Paradise Kiss, and the extremely popular Nana. Injured by a car accident while looking for her missing cat, Hotaru, an elementary school girl, was hospitalized. During her stay in the hospital, she met an apparition of a friendly high school girl in her dream, who gave her a ring as a token of friendship. After her recovery, Hotaru and her best friends set out to find the mysterious figure, not knowing they are about to unravel a stranded love story beyond their comprehension. Last Quarter is a tale of love, loss, and second chances, blending elements of romance, drama, and supernatural fantasy. Here is a reprint I know a good amount of people are excited for, Drifters. This manga series is created and drawn by the same creator of Hellsing, which I know a lot of people are familiar with. Drifter's story follows historical figures who are transported to a fantasy world where they become embroiled in conflict between various races and factions. The main protagonist is a samurai from the feudal era of Japan who finds himself in the mysterious world after being critically wounded in a battle. In this fantasy world known as the Drifters, him and his companions find themselves themselves caught in a war against the Ends, a group led by historical figures who seek to conquer and destroy everything in their path. Drifters is known for its action-packed battles, intricate plot lines, and dark humor. It blends historical figures with fantasy elements, offering a unique and engaging narrative that explores themes of warfare, leadership, and the clash of cultures. Next up, we have Full Night. This new series is set on the Earth of a distant future that is covered in thick clouds, and the sun no longer shines. The plants wither, and the oxygen is thin. To fight extinction, humankind has developed a technology that turns humans into plants, providing a small amount of oxygen. Is this process sustainable? Is it ethical? Toshiro, the main character, he must consider these questions as he's faced with a difficult choice to either save his family or save himself. He is at the end of his rope. His mother is ill, and his job barely pays for the medication, much less food. With few options left, he has to consider the life-changing process of fluoromorphosis. He's ready to give up his body for a payday, and he's about to explore the limits of society's waning humanity. Next up, we have a extremely welcome reprint. We have GoGo Monster. This manga is written and illustrated by the creator of well-known famous works as Number 5, Sunny, Tokyo These Days, and Ping Pong. It tells the story of a young boy who is considered strange and withdrawn by his classmates. He's often lost in his own imagination, where he encounters fantastical creatures and explores mysterious landscapes. At school, he becomes fascinated by another boy who claims to see monsters invisible to others. The two boys form an unlikely friendship. Together, they embark on a journey of self-discovery and exploration, delving into the hidden realms of their imaginations and confronting the monsters that lurk within. GoGo Monster is a visually stunning and emotional manga that explores the power of imagination and the boundaries between reality and fantasy. With the mangaka's richly detailed artwork and thought-provoking storytelling, it invites readers to ponder the mysteries of childhood and the magic that lies within the human imagination. Here is a reprint that the world is rejoicing about in this beautiful red with gold lettering. Finally, it is time for Trigun. It is written and created by the same creator as Blood Blockade Battlefront and one of the greatest anime ever, Gungrave. Trigun is set in the distant future on a desert planet where civilization is sparse and chaos reigns. The main character, Vash the Stampede, is a legendary gunslinger known for causing widespread destruction and chaos wherever he goes. Despite his reputation, he's actually a pacifist who abhors violence and strives to protect innocent lives. As the story unfolds, his mysterious past is gradually revealed, shedding a light on the reasons behind his behavior and his deep-seated desire to avoid conflict. As his past catches up with him and old enemies resurface, he's forced to confront his own demons and make difficult choices that will determine the fate of the planet. Next, we have a quick one here. This one is exciting and new. Tengen Hero Wars. Now, this is about a young enthusiast of history and its heroes. He is thrust into a world where he can fight alongside legendary figures such as Nobunaga Oda, Napoleon, Julius Caesar, and Charlemagne. Being thrust into the mysterious other world where all the strongest and most famous historical heroes and figures are, they prepare and strategize for battle against each other. The curtain rises on the battle to decide who the strongest hero is and who will be the ultimate ruler. From this first volume, this series gives me Record of Ragnarok feelings, but it is much different. The artwork in it is great and it has a lot of action. So it is definitely something you want to keep your eye on and pick up and or try. Next, we have a horror manga called Gannibal, if I'm saying that correct. This series revolves around a police officer who is assigned to a remote mountain town. While the residents initially seem to be kind and welcoming, the strange death of an old woman leads him to a disturbing realization. The villagers are devouring human flesh. This horror series is renowned for its deeply affecting stories and will definitely stay with readers long after the first time reading it. This horror series is not for the faint of heart and has an unsettling atmosphere and a compelling mystery that makes you excited to see where it goes. There was a Kickstarter for this, so this will have a box set if you were one of the people to get the box set for it. If you enjoy horror or anything close, you will enjoy this series. Definitely worth a read. Also this year, finally getting its reprint that it needs is Red River. The story follows the adventures of a high school girl from the modern day Japan who is suddenly transported back in time during the Bronze Age. Upon arriving in this ancient world, she discovers that she is a splitting image of Queen Nakia, the wife of the emperor. Mistaken for the queen, she is captured and taken to the capital. Despite initially facing suspicion and hostility from those around her, her strong will and determination win over the people she encounters, including the emperor himself. As she adjusts to life in this unfamiliar and dangerous world, she forms bonds with various characters who, including the prince, who becomes her protector and eventual love interest. Red River is praised for its compelling storyline, rich historical setting, and well-developed characters. It blends elements of romance, adventure, and political drama, offering readers a captivating journey through the ancient world of Anatolia. Through her eyes, readers are transported to a time of great upheaval and discovery, where love and courage are tested against the backdrop of the world on the brink of change. Another new series here, A Kingdom of Quartz, is set in a world where angels protect the people against demons. A young orphan with pitch black wings may hold the key to the kingdom's fate. It's an exquisitely drawn, dark fantasy. The orphan girl named Blue has always dreamed of joining the ranks of the noble angels, servants of the floating palace who protect the Quartz Kingdom against demons. She is not like the other children at the orphanage, where their fledgling angel wings are white, Blue's are pitch black, giving the rise to whispers that she is cursed. One day the orphanage comes under attack by a host of demons. Angels swoop down from the palace to drive the demons back, but she watches in horror as they are cut down one after another. But just when all seems lost, she feels a dark power welling up inside her. It may be enough to avenge her friends, but will the cost prove too great? A really good start to the series, and definitely one that people should look up and try. But wait, there's more. I want to talk about this series here, which is called Adu. So this is about a brash young woman and a boy with a mysterious arm in search for answers while evading military assassins. This is a dystopian sci-fi action manga and gives off feelings of like Akira and Sakamoto days, but definitely looks and feels like an Akira setting. So following a wave of immigration, Japan has become a volatile mix of people and cultures rocked by the protests of xenophobic extremists unhappy with the new status quo. The young woman named Riko, she was driving her scooter through one of the protests, and then she's seen a boy about to get run over by a truck. She shoves him out of the way. So as you read this manga, you start to uncover that they experiment on people, and this child that you see on the cover, he was experimented on, and he holds some sort of power is what it seems. And somehow he escaped, and they are trying to hunt him down and get him back. So the series is still pretty fresh with only 2 volumes out that you see here. The artwork is great. I like this type of artwork. It does feel, like I said, Akira inspired. The fights so far, the ones we've had, have been nice. pace, and sometimes there's like little hints of brutality in there, so just be forewarned. And we're starting to get little tidbits of character development with the main girl character and also the main boy, and it's starting to hash out a big story, and volume 2 left off on a action-packed cliffhanger, and I am very excited to get volume 3. Definitely worth a read. Let me know if you want to try any of these series, and let me know if you're excited for any series coming up down below. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all next time.